morning Year 1 and welcome back to your maths lesson. This week in maths we have been finding half of a quantity. Now yesterday you had a go at sharing some objects into two equal groups and you were using the PartWhole model to help you do this. On the board you can see that I have a PartWhole Bar model and I'm just going to show you the activity that you done yesterday. So here you can see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sweets. So I have 6 at the top. I'm going to find half of 6. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share the number 6 into my two groups, remembering to equally share them. They need to be the same. 1 for you, 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for me. I have shared the number 6 equally into my two groups, but I only want to know what half of 6 is, so I'm going to have a look at my one group and I can see that I've got 1, 2, 3 sweets in my one group. I'm going to have a look in my second group. 1, 2, 3 sweets in my second group. So I know that half of 6 is 3. We're going to have a go at another one together. This time, at the top, I have the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have the number 8. I'm going to halve the number 8 equally into my two groups. 1 for you, 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for me. I have halved the number 8. In this group, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have the number 4. And in my second group, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know that half of 8 is 4. We have one more that we're going to have a go at doing together. What number do I have here? Just tell an adult at home. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done if you have said 4. I am going to halve the number 4 equally into my two groups. 1 for you, 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for me. Can you tell an adult at home what is half of 4? Excellent if you have said 2, because I have 2 in my first group and I have 2 in my second group. So half of 4 is 2. Moving on through the 5-part mastery flow, we go on to our fluency questions. So using the attached PDF, I would like you to have a go at answering the questions. Here, my first question is asking me to find half of 2. So here I have 2 footballs. Now to help me work this out, I'm going to draw 2 groups. Here's my first group and here's my second group. I am going to share the footballs equally into my 2 groups. 1 for you, 1 for me. I can see that half of 2 is 1 because there is 1 in my first group and there is 1 football in my second group. Half of 2 equals 1. My second question is asking me this time to find half of 4. And again, to help me find half of 4, I am going to draw 1 group, 2 groups. and I'm going to equally share the candy canes into these groups. One for you, one for me, one for you, one for me. I have shared the candy canes equally into my two groups. At home, can you tell an adult what my answer is? Well done if you have said 2. Half of 4 equals 2. I would like you to have a go at completing all of the fluency questions, remembering to share each object equally into 2 groups. When you have done that, there is a challenge fluency. This time, it is showing you how many objects are in the first group. I want to know if half of the cars are blue and half of the cars are red. How many cars are red? Now I can see that there are 4 blue cars in my first group. And remember, when halving, they need to be equal, they need to be the same. So I already know that 4 are blue, so how many need to be red? Remember, they need to be the same. Have a go at answering your question at home. When you have done that, we're going to move on to the probing questions. You have an always, sometimes, never. Can you have a bigger half? Tell an adult at home. Can I always have a bigger half? Can I sometimes have a bigger half? Or can you never? When you have told your adult, have a go at writing your answer next to your question. Then we move on to a convince me. Here I have 10 apples. Convince me that half of 10 is 5. Show me, just like you were doing with your representing and your fluency. Then we move on to our explain sticker. Spartacus is going to save half of his pocket money. Here is his pocket money. He wants to know how much will he save. So there are 2 things you need to do when answering this question. First thing you need to do to be successful is you need to add up all of his pocket money. So underneath, you need to write the number sentence. So he has 10, add 2, add 1, add 1, add 1, add another 1, add another 1, add another 1, add another 1, and lastly, add 20 equals. So you need to add up all of Spartacus's pocket money and then tell me the answer. Then your second step to being successful is you need to halve all of Spartacus's money. Now remember, when halving, you can share it equally into your 2 groups. So you need to halve Spartacus's pocket money into 2 equal groups and tell me how much Spartacus will save, because he only wants to save half. This is quite tricky, but ask an adult at home to help you. Remember to send in all your work onto Class Dojo. Good luck, Year 1.